Anybody watch Benny Hill when they were growing up? Holy shit. I remember growing up, Channel 50 in Detroit would roll reruns of the Benny Hill show. Tap the guy in the back of the head, the little fucker. Holy shit. Funny. If you ever want to see something very sad, though, watch a documentary that exists of this guy's life, Benny Hill. Very, very sad. His off-camera moments. And he, when Benny Hill, the British comedian, when times started to change, he'd always be like having these skits and bits with like chicks wearing garter belts and stuff like that. And then he grabbed somebody's ass or something. Well, as times began to change, he was like the first cancellation, Benny Hill. And he was just mortified by that. He never got over it. I don't know what we got a high ADHD thing going today. I'll just tell you that right now. It is the 21st of July, 2021. This show comes to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now. Hey, this is Blue Stain Rob.
Hey, this is Blue State Rob, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a show hosted by a liberal Republican whose ancestry dates back to the small country of Armenia and fueled by bouts of anxiety and adult attention hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. It's not the best, but still better than radio. Anyway, here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, that is Jimmy Stinson from Portland, Maine, doing the music too. Thank you, buddy. Okay, next week, Friday, we leave for the trip. The Queen of the Forest and myself. First of all, I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. That's the format of the show. Every day, talk about what's going on in the world, talk about the stupid things going on in the world, talk about my personal adventures. I think, excuse me, people like the personal adventures the best. I mean, it's always fun to, what does Eric think about Fauci versus Rand Paul? Yeah, that's fine. But it's the personal adventures that I've always prided myself with. I just trailed off there, didn't I? Okay, so Friday, the Queen of the Forest and I jump in the motorhome. Class C. This isn't like a bus or anything like that. This is like the type that has like the bed above where like you drive. The design of a Class C motorhome hasn't really changed in like since the first one that came out. Everyone that rolls off of the assembly line somewhere in Indiana still looks like the very first one that ever rolled off of the assembly line. The only thing different they've done is put these dumb decals on the sign that make them look gaudy as shit. Why? It's like, why do you do that? Why don't you just paint it black or something like that, or white, or I don't know. Whatever. And then we'll cruise for 55 miles an hour for however far as that will take us. Did that sound right to you? For as far as that will take us on Friday. And then I'll get tired. And then I'm going to go to the GPS and say, find me a Walmart parking lot. I'll probably be somewhere in Kentucky or Indiana at that point. Find the Walmart, pull it over, turn on the generator, go to bed. Wake up Saturday, finish the drive to the Smoky Mountains. There we will be. And then Sunday, that is the 1st of August, Zaniac meetup in Cookeville, Tennessee. Because we're towing a car on a dolly, which I'll probably rip the bumper off of. And then we jump in the car, drive to Cookeville, and hang out. So if you are in Tennessee, I don't know the name of the restaurant. Kenny knows. Melinda, you all know. We went to it last year, too. We're going to go to the same one, I think. I think Diana is actually arranging this with Kenny. I don't even know what the hell. Kenny's sending me text saying, hey, man, what's going on? Yeah. And I'm like, what? Okay, sounds good to me. And then Diana says, yes, I'm in charge. I'm taking. All right, fine. It sounds good to me. I don't care. But I guess through the rumor mill, that is Sunday, the 1st of August. So if you are in Tennessee or even remotely close, let us get together and let us break bread together on our knee. It was a hymn when we went to mass back in the day. All right, I got to drink this coffee like I need it. Hang on. Don't move. I'm going to turn down the mic so you don't hear me slurp it. Shut up. Okay. It's still a bit warm. I'm going to finish that up in a second. Okay, so that's the plan. We're going to hang out. And, you guys are so kind. Last year, you bought me a guitar. And I have been working very, very hard to learn guitar. It was right about the time that I told the story that I had a guitar in my possession, but it didn't belong to me. So I gave it back to Greg and Chris. Okay, that was when I was all about trying to repair the relationship. And so I gave them the guitar back. I gave them all of their audio back, their property, and tried to put that to bed. And then that kind of blew up in my face again. So I said, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I'm not interested in that in any way. But the Zaniacs in Tennessee said, well, you know what? Let's get him a guitar. It's a great idea. And it was. And, I have meticulously, since that, it's over a year now. It's like 53 weeks since that meetup. Saw the Facebook memory. I have been studiously for hours a day learning guitar. Okay. And I am about right now to whip that thing out and bust out some amazing guitar playing for you. Okay. This is a surprise. Or I have not picked it up once to even attempt. Not even once. I don't think I have even strummed that once, that guitar. And that is not it's not that I don't appreciate that. I wish I knew how to play the guitar. That is, to me, you know how like some of you, when I talk about like running or something like that, or running a marathon or doing a triathlon, you're like, oh my God, I could never dream. That's what guitar playing is to me. I've started it and stopped it a million times. It's not that I don't like it. It's not that I don't have a problem memorizing chords or anything like that. I don't think that type of concentration is set up for the wandering brain that I have. Especially as I do this podcast more and more, you're like, God, this guy's mind is going a million miles an hour. Well, it has to be. You have to have a mind like this to be able to talk into this stupid thing for the amount of time that I do on a daily basis. If you have a mind that moves slowly and you stare out windows and you ponder like a cock, you will not have any ability to do this. It just won't work. It has to fire fast. The brain has to work fast and has to shoot right out of your mouth. You blurt, pick up the pieces later. Fuck everything. That's how you do it. So that's what I excel at. But when I have to sit there, like, with my Mel Bay Big Note songbook, strummy, and watch a YouTube video, try to play shuffle in C or whatever the fuck it is. God, I always lose interest. I have the guitar, and I just haven't done a thing with it. Hang on, I got to finish the coffee. Stand by. One more. Drink it if you got it. That is it. It's done. Normally, I don't have anything to drink. I finished all that beforehand because I don't want to be interrupted during the show to that. remind you that I have Dear Meathead happening 5 minutes with my beloved 87-year-old father. Okay, if you have a question for Dad, I need it. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. I saw that Jason Schaefer, the one and only Crank, sent one right away yesterday. I made a Facebook post with his handsome face, along with Joanne's beautiful face, Diana, and myself, Diana's lovely face, and my ugly face. And hey, if you got a question for Dad, send it along. You can leave it in the comments here of this post or whatever. Let's see what we got here. One of these dogs just farted. That's bad. Tim writes, Dear Meathead, I have a friend who, when he needs to go in for lab blood work, goes to one particular nurse who likes to emasculate him. He's referring to the blood Nazi. He's referring to me. He said he thinks this is a turn on and now wants to have his wife do this to him as well. Do you find this normal? How about this one? Asshole Mike Ball writes, Dear Meathead, my buddy has a problem with continuously fat-shaming people. He has no room to talk as he is a roly-poly mess himself. How do I talk to him about this? That is referring to when I made the asshole of the day yesterday, fat people. Dear Meathead, my friend likes to write controversial headlines about local news articles just to get attention. This tends to cause others to fight with him. We are worried that one of these angry individuals may actually attempt to fight him in the street. Should he stop writing such controversial headlines? I love my headlines. Oh, God, do they make me happy. I laughed out loud at the one yesterday. I love all my jokes. I tell you what, you know who's the biggest fan of me? Me. The headline, Sports Illustrated changes gears. Tennis player, former dude, husky rapper make cover. Those are, okay, that headline right there should have gotten more pub, in my opinion. Barely anybody even liked it. Barely anybody even commented on it. The one comment that I did see that stood out, that apparently I did rub someone the wrong way on that headline. Cam Hill wrote, apparently when I was referring to Husky, well, I was referring to Megan Thee Stallion as the Husky rapper. Cam did not like that. And he wrote, that Husky rapper makes your wife look like a former man. So he's taking a run at the Queen of the Forest? What? What are you doing? So, and you know, the more that I looked at the image of the lady that used to be the dude, something's off. You know, right here. Something about it. It's kind of scrambling my brain here to some degree. I don't know why. I think that if they just announced that, if no one knew that this was used to be a man, then maybe I wouldn't look at it through the lens that I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? I would just say, oh, wow, look at her. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for all of this. All right. There's plenty to get to on the show today. I have just an unbelievable amount of things to talk about. Today was weird. The reason why I'm chugging the coffee late into the show, normally I have that done, it's because I woke up late today. And the Queen of the Forest tapped me and she said, it's time to get up. Look at the time. And it was like 7:10. Normally I'm up like 25 minutes earlier. I'm like, oh, shit. So, you know, right away I go downstairs. And before I did that, I woke up and I was having a dream. And this is 2 nights in a row now that I've had this dream. I am holding a baby, a very young baby, like the way a grandpa would hold a baby. And so, very strange. Very, very strange. And this coupled with the fact that Jacqueline and Justin are in this type of God, I don't know how it is like this. It wasn't like this for me, but it seems like you hear from time to time about people who like talk about getting married, and so much that they're picking the ring out together, and they're planning on when he is going to buy it, and there's all sorts of planning going on. And to me, it's stupid. It takes the spontaneity out of actually asking someone to marry you. And they're like, there actually was a discussion yesterday not yesterday, but the day before, I witnessed about inviting people to the wedding. And I'm like, what is going on here? I understand you two work well together. And if you're having conversations about, maybe you're the one, whatever. But I don't know. I'm kind of old school in the whole business of, just shut up. I've said this before to them. I was like, you're really putting a lot of pressure on him with all these discussions. And you guys, and I've referenced it, and they look at me like, yeah, shut up, old man. You know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm like, well, doesn't there have to be some bit of it takes all the romance out of it. I mean, if you're going to ask someone to spend the rest of your life with you, to me, all of the like some people make a huge deal about it, and they've got photographers hiding in the weeds, and they make a grandiose thing, and it's all. But the lady involved, she's well aware that this is coming. Okay. That sucks. That is, and then she has to, okay, if you know it's all coming, how is it that you're like, oh my God, he asked me and I said yes, and then we have a big Kodak moment, and you knew it was coming, so what? I wasn't necessarily the most grandiose way. When I asked Diana to marry me, it wasn't a big deal at all. But she had no idea it was coming. None. And you know why? It's because we never discussed it. And I happened to be I've talked about this before. I happened to be driving down the road in little Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and there was a jeweler, a mom and pop jeweler. And I was this is when I made the decision, at the corner of Broadway and Mission, right by the wayside, headed south. Campus is behind me. I'm at that light. And I was the first car in line, and I'll never forget it because I had this old Chevette. In order to get to the jeweler, I had to get into the gas and get over into the left of the two lanes going that direction, and then get into the center turn lane. So I had to cut everybody off to get there. I quite literally, on two wheels, was like, I'm pulling in and I'm getting a ring. Fuck this. I'm not waiting one more second. I'm asking her to marry me today. It was in that brief 10-second window of time that I decided, I think I'm going to ask Diana to marry me. And I'm going to go buy a ring right now. That is amazing. Nobody does that. She had no idea it was happening. None. Now, some of you are probably like raising an eyebrow. Oh, man, that sounds like that's not going to work out. Yeah, scoreboard. 29 years, 3 days. Okay? 29 years, 3 days. To walk into that jeweler, I had $100 in my checking account. I used it all. A $100 engagement ring. I went home, put it underneath the pillow on the. We had a water bed. I'm laying there in the water bed. I still had hamsters at the time that I would eventually murder. I'll never forget it. The whole place smelled like freaking hamsters and cedar and hamster piss. She walks in, got her stirrup pants, Coca-Cola sweatshirt, Karen haircut, little bob, Hey, how you doing, honey? Come on, let's take a nap in the waterbed. And it wasn't one of those waveless ones. It was actually like you get into it and it's like, whoa. She gets into the waterbed. She puts her hand under there. She feels something. She's like, what the hell is this? She pulls it out and I go, and I wasn't even on a knee. I was just laying there. I go, hey, will you marry me? She, oh my God, I know. You see, that's fucking golden. She had no clue. None. Ugh. So I'm, I don't know, something about the whole big discussions about it. All that planning. To me, it takes the magic away from the scenario, does it not? I mean, seriously. All right. So maybe that has something to do with me having a dream about having like a baby in my arm for the last 2 nights. Very strange. As I was preparing this show, again, late, it was crazy because I woke up and after Diana got me up and I went downstairs, I was going to make an attempt to get the things I do every single morning done. All right. And that is feed the dogs, which it takes a little while. With the 4 dogs, some of them don't like, they're like finicky, some of these dogs, you give them the food like Bruce, and from time to time, Benny, put the food in front of them. They just look at you like, you really? I'm not going to eat this. Like, come on, man. So then you got to put like some wet food in there, and then you got to like spoon feed them. It's just, what should be a 1-minute job? Throw the food in the bowl, eat, walk away. It turns into like this big production. So I'm already late. And then making this worse, when I walk into the kitchen to get that whole process started, the cat has puked in 2 spots, and you see the hairball in the shape of his stomach, coated in this crazy pea soup colored porridge on the outside of it. Oh, this big puddle. I almost step in. I'm like, oh, fuck. And the NFK, Diana's brother, my brother-in-law, is stomping around. I'm just waiting for him to step in it. And then that would be the end of the world if that happened. So I'm like, oh my God. So I have to clean that up. And then I noticed that the cat has also knocked over a vase. We have a vase at that center island full of flowers that I got Diana for our anniversary. It's sideways. All the water in it is everywhere. It's soaked the checkbook. It's a complete catastrophe. I'm like, oh God, I got to take care of this. So I go upstairs. I go, hey, can you? Because she's going to get up anyway because she has physical therapy. I was like, hey, do you think maybe you can help me feed the dogs because I'm behind and I got to clean up this mess. So it's, oh my God. So while that all is going on, the NFK is up. Now, I witnessed something that I've talked about before that I just don't have the courage to ask him about because I don't want to embarrass him. It's already, I think I got to be careful. And I've detailed this with you before, but it's just, okay. I walk back into the kitchen and I smell a Hungry Man Salisbury steak. The kitchen is filling with the smell of frozen Hungry Man Salisbury steak and potatoes. And I'm like, boy, here it is, 7:30 in the morning, and I am smelling this. And he has part of the ritual that he has is, making the coffee, stomping around, and this is all a pattern. This is all something that has to happen every single day because of me describing to you. He has a routine, and if it doesn't go in the steps that it's supposed to go, he's like Rain Man, hot water burn baby and shit like that. So, and I say that, but Diana, my wife, who works with autistic children every day of the school year, she's the one who floated the idea that her 60-year-old brother, has autism. And I'm like, wait, what? And she goes, yeah, I think that there might be something there. I think he's on the spectrum. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? So I'm just waiting for him to start rocking back and forth and 5 minutes to Wapner, fucking all that shit. He wants to ride around and sniff the roses with Charlie Babbitt. All right, enough fucking references. Idiot. So I'm like, all right, here's the hungry man. And I realize I've got an opportunity to see his mind work. Now, you need to know that hungry man, Salisbury steak and potatoes, is not going to be eaten until lunchtime. And it's a frozen meal. So you know how they set that up is you put the frozen meal in the microwave, you hit the button, and then when it comes out, you eat it. No, that is not correct. I watch him take it out. He's like, oh, shit, fuck. And it's hot on his fingers. He's, oh, shit, ow. And now this is what happens. He gets, that's there's like a gravy in there and everything's. And so it's some of the meal is going to get on his fingers. And this is how it winds up on the handle of my refrigerator, because he'll grab the fridge in a moment and smear all of that on the handle, which will then dry, and then I'll grab it and I can feel it on there, and it fucking knocks me out every time. I'm like, come on, man. And I don't know if that has to do with because he doesn't have any feeling in his hands. He doesn't know it's there. But I'm always like, well, no, you're just not careful or you don't care. Look, you have eyes. You can see that there's a tablespoon of mashed potatoes on each fingertip. So fucking why does it always wind up on my fridge? So I'm making my coffee. He pulls the plastic thingy off and proceeds to then take a spoon and put all of the potatoes and the gravy and the Salisbury steak into a Tupperware dealio, throw that thing away, put the cover on top of the Tupperware, and put it in the fridge. And I am not sure, and I want to say, hey, what's up with the extra step? Those are set up to be just heated, and then you eat them. Heat and eat. So I'm not sure. I don't know if he thinks that they're raw inside of there, and it still doesn't make sense, because once it's the timer goes off in the microwave, when it's done, it's done. So I think, honestly, if I said, hey, question for you there, sport, and I broke this down with him, I think he would go, oh yeah, holy shit. I think it would be a revelation to him. And I don't know if I want to work up the energy to do that. But my God, just to see that all in action. All right. Kate is calling it meal prepping. I like how Kate makes the comment on both YouTube and Facebook. Stuttering John's lackey Cardiff Electric is here, who, for someone, frankly, showed up here just to attack me. He loves this show. He loves it so much, and it's all part of this. Whoever this person is MO to show up and just shit on the show. But that's fine. Knock yourself out. And then you know what happened yesterday? I got a butthurt DM from Cardiff Electric, because I've been talking to this guy for quite some time. And that whatever you're hearing from him or her is all an act. So in the conversation, Cardiff Electric reaches out to me and says, why did you, because I had shared with Carl, some of Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, some of the interaction that Cardiff Electric and I had in our direct message. And this fucking twerp writes, why would you share a private DM? I definitely can't trust you. It's like, well, what? What are you, a girlfriend or something? So I wrote, shut the fuck up. You're annoying. And this person wrote, I'm sorry. And I said, that's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You're harmless. You can't hurt me anyway. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just glad you enjoy the show, which you clearly do. And he says, no, I don't, referring to liking the show. No, I don't like it. And then Kenny says, and get the fuck out. No, Kenny, it's okay. Let him be. You don't need to. You leave them. Leave them. I need all the people to populate this show. That all the more that I get, the better off I am. Cardiff writes, "You are a wannabe Bubba the Love Sponge." Well, look, yeah, that's an old thing to compare one person to another. I don't know. I don't, maybe by accident, because I've not really listened to that show. So I'm just me with a microphone, and that's pretty much all I need. If you want to compare me to anybody, you're more than welcome to. If you want to compare me to somebody who at one time was successful, he was successful at one time. That's not all that bad. So thank you. Kenny says, this Cardiff fuck is just a troll, and he's the worst kind because he's not even funny. No, I don't know. There's a couple times that he's actually made me laugh. Kenny says, I'm tired of seeing this clown comment. Well, hey, pot, meet kettle. So I don't know. Kyle says, uh-oh, does that mean Zane will let Hulk Hogan sleep with his wife? Because that actually happened. Let's see what Linda Hogan is up to these days. Boy, I don't know. Patriot Nick says, Cardiff, when are you joining the Facebook group to make your transition to Zaniac complete? Yeah, Cardiff, if you play your cards right, this is what we can know. You're in this probationary period where, we'll just let all this slide. If you play your cards right, you can show up at my house for the next Zaniac appreciation party. That would be fun because I let everybody in to the Zaniac appreciation parties. I just finished the other Zaniac appreciation party, and boy, it was absolutely fantastic. That was great. I still am entertaining the idea. I still want to do that. Going up north to Fear Bunker North, and this we have limited space there, so this can't be an open party. So I would have to have a drawing, and that's what I will do. But I haven't yet set a date of when it's going to be and when the drawing is. But what you're looking at is drawing names out to go up north if you want to camp. So if you like camping, you would put your name in the drawing, okay? And this would be open to Patreon members. I have to keep it that level of special, okay? So Patreon members who would want to participate. So I'm not just going to reach out, draw a name and say, hey, guess what? And they go, I don't even want to go, So I would publicize it. But I've thought about this a little bit, and this is how I would do it. If you were on Patreon, you would then say, hey, I want to be in the drawing. So let's say there's 30 people in the drawing, and they can attend, and I will let you know the weekend ahead of time so that, okay, I'm going to do it on this date. Either you can or you cannot attend. All right, I want in the drawing. And then we draw the names, and then that's it. So I don't know how many I would limit it to, but obviously there would have to be, and you would have to have a tent, obviously, and because I have one tent, and then, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have a bunch of toys and ATVs and fun things to bring. If you have those, you can. There's plenty of places to trail ride if that's your thing. Like, for example, Jason Mays. He's got those side-by-sides, which are amazing. I love those things so much. I don't have anything like that. In fact, when we get there, I'm probably going to mow the lawn while you guys, or mow the weeds, I should say, while you guys sit by the fire and drink. Okay? And then we can probably go canoeing. We can go canoeing on the Asable River. We can go to the lake. There's a beautiful lake called Lake Otsego. You can fish if you want. But outside of that, having cookouts is the extent of the entertainment. All right? For a weekend. That would be the Fear Bunker North Zaniac get-together. I like that idea. All right. Kyle says, can we ask Todd if we can camp on his property? Oh, my God. Todd was the guy involved in that big dust-up just a few weeks ago. Bring your own supplies, Kate says. Jason says, is the UTV an automatic in? I don't know what UTV means. Is that your side by side? Is that what that is? A UTV? Terry says kayaks. Yeah. And you guys, and we can separate too. Hey, I'm going kayaking. I'm going to the beach. I'm doing this. This is great. Yeah, UTV is what the side by side is. Those things look awesome. You know what also looks awesome is a boat. Hold on. Sam writes, can Jews go? Well, yeah. Of course. How's the baby? How's Leah? Yeah, we'll get you 2 Jews up there. You'll be the only ones in Crawford County. All right. Yesterday, I was with my pal Dave Veldink, his lovely bride Mary, for a boat ride. And after being in this boat, I now want a boat. Damn it, is that fun. The idea of getting in your boat and, cruising up to like Ludington or Pentwater, spending the night there, and then cruising up to like Charlevoix, spending the night there. I would even go to Mackinac Island if I could boat there with my own boat, And this is the type of boat that you can actually like sleep in. It is I forgot the name of the boat. It's a Sea Ray. Let's see here. Let me show you what this boat was. My buddy Dave, let's see. Boat stands for Bring On Another 1,000. Nick, boat. Holes in the water you throw money into. Oh, fuck. Okay, maybe it's not a great idea. Maybe it's just something to like dream about or go on his boat. This is the boat. This was the boat we were on right here. I think. A 2006 Sea Ray 320 Sundancer. Okay? Yeah. This is very similar to what we were on. And, all right. So we get on there doing our thing. And at this setup, it's Dave, myself, and this dude named Mike. All right. And then Dave's wife, Mary, my wife, Diana, Mike's wife, Sue, and then about 5 other women who either have no husbands with them or are divorced. Okay. And they proceed to get shit-faced drunk. Okay, I don't know if Diana necessarily got shit-faced drunk. I don't think so, but it was okay. This boat, the stereo on this boat was absolutely incredible, and they listened to all the songs that 50-year-old MILFs listen to. Any Way You Want It by Journey, All Summer Long by Kid Rock. You Shook Me All Night Long, and they're all like, woo, yeah, let's drink some White Claws, woo, yeah. And there was one moment when one mom, one MILF, what was it? Oh, yeah, it was, they were singing along to that song by Neil Diamond where you go, bum, bum, bum. What is it? Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. And the one MILF, the line in the song where Neil Diamond says, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. The MILF decides she is going to grab the tits of every single housewife, wife, MILF, divorcee in their, because Dave, myself, and Mike are up top, and Dave's driving the boat. And we're just trying not to pay attention to them. It's just an opportunity for these women to get shit-faced drunk and dance and wave at hot guys on other boats and shit like that. And so the part of the Neil Diamond song is, and Sherry is grabbing titties. She's actually grabbing all the tits. And they're all going, oh, yeah, do it. Come on, finger me. Oh, shit, yeah. It was just hilarious. And so they're laughing, having a nice little lesbian moment there. And you know, because I've talked about this many times in the past, all women are to some degree a little bit of a lesbian. There's just a little bit of lesbian in all of them, and that's what we love about women. You know, I mean, I would never, if I'm sitting around a table with a bunch of my guy friends and that song comes on, when the line that Neil Diamond says, touching me, touching you, I would never grab cock or balls. I wouldn't even consider that. But that's what you do when you're a woman. So that's it. You know, that was, you know, we just kind of, they are loving it. And they're actually, when the boat is not really getting into the gas, when Dave's not getting into the fuel, and we're going slow, they are dancing their asses off. And other people are looking at us and they're like, holy shit, they are totally killing it. It was like a dance floor on this portion of the boat. And then we drive by this billionaire's house. First of all, we drove by NFL quarterback Kirk Cousins' house. He's got a house right on the water. It's like a multi-million-dollar mansion. But that was nothing because we drove right by, what the hell is his name again? David Van Andel and, what is his wife's name? Carol, Mr. and Mrs. Van Andel. And I should absolutely know that name because Mr. Van Andel, that's a guy I interviewed for the Purple Game not long ago, him and Mrs. Van Andel, and he owns the hockey team that I do PA announcing for. So his house is right there, right where the channel from Lake Makatawa to Lake Michigan is. He built this beautiful mansion, and holy shit, as we are approaching the mansion with all these women grabbing each other's titties and listening to All Summer Long, this helicopter comes in from out of nowhere, and it's the billionaire. And he puts it down right on the grass, and he gets out like Marine One. He's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Goes into his place, whatever. Oh, my God, because God forbid if he gets in the car and just travels the 30 miles from where Amway is to his house, he's got to take the the chopper. Holy shit. So all the while I'm on this boat, I'm like, man, you know, I don't know. And I think this is how people get boats. They go on someone else's boat and they're like, boy, yeah. So what's it cost to insure this thing? Okay. What about the slip? You know, you got to put it in at the marina. You know, really? Oh, okay. And then the fuel, this thing it has two motors on it, and each one takes 128 gallons. And I think this is the one that this is the figure that keeps me from ever even considering it. So 128 gallons times 2. So you want to go take your boat up to Mackinac Island, a place you hate, Eric. Well, all right, first of all, why would you do that? So that's 256 gallons of gas. So you want to spend a week, take your boat, do your thing with that much gas. Okay, let me do this again. 256 gallons of gas times 3.26 per gallon of gas right here where I live. Okay, let's do the old $834.56 fill-up. Well, that shoots that in the ass. My God. Wow. That's a lot of fuel. Kate says, much better to ride in someone else's boat. Yeah. I can appreciate that. And then Terry says, add $1.50 per gallon at the marina. Is that right? Hold on a second here. 128 times 2 times, okay, hold on a second. 326 plus $1.50. Shut up. $4.76 a gallon. 128 times 2 times $4.56 a gallon. Hey, yeah, that's the old $1,167.36 gas fill-up. 1 to 4 miles per gallon on average at 20 knots. Holy shit, are you kidding me? Well, there you go. That shoots that in the ass. I'm not doing that. Yeah, that makes the RV look like a fucking Prius. Wow. Oh. How is it that anybody has a boat? How can anybody afford such a luxury? I'm serious. You just had Jeff Bezos getting shot off into space and that giant dick rocket, by the way. Couldn't have looked more like a giant fucking dick. Hey, I tell you what, if Amanda's dildo company is smart, they'll make a dildo that looks just like Bezos' rocket right now. Oh. Yeah, Jeff Bezos is like, fuck, man, yeah, we're blasting off, but I'd never buy a boat. That's the one thing Jeff Bezos won't buy. Man, yeah, I get, in some cases, 9 miles per gallon driving that E450 with a 10-cylinder motor, getting me anywhere in the U.S. Holy shit. I've never heard of such a thing. I cannot believe the cost of owning a boat. You know that people who sell boats for a living, it's not like when you walk in the door, there's a sign that says, before you walk in, here's the cost of owning a boat. They want to make sure you find that out afterwards. Nick says, you got in trouble over pants. Don't be talking shit. He says, shit about a man's helicopter. I didn't. Shut up. My God. But we did see some absolutely spectacular boats, and this is how it went. We in Holland, Michigan, you got Lake Makatawa, so you kind of buzz through that, and then you get in this no wake zone. You go through this secondary channel, which takes you out to Lake Michigan, and that's where David Van Andel and Carol Van Andel's house is. A helicopter's landing. Then you get out onto the big lake, and so we then head south to an area called Saugatuck. That's where Kirk Cousins' house is. And you see that, and we kind of go past it, and then we go into the channel, into Saugatuck and the Kalamazoo River area, and we just see some spectacular boats. And then Dave says, yeah, the way back's going to be rough. I go, why? He goes, well, we got a wind pushing out of the north, and it was at our backs on the way out here. So on the way back, it's going to be rough. These are like 5.5, 6 foot waves. They're big waves, man. And Lake Michigan is a shit show. It's like a washing machine, man. It is ridiculously turbulent. And so it's time to turn around. And we got this dog in the back named Annie, and I'm worried about the dog flying out the window, and all these drunk divorcees and housewives and MILFs are sitting there dancing and grabbing titties to Sweet Caroline. And they're actually, while the boat is up, okay? We're going over these big waves like in Wolf of Wall Street, when dude is there in that crazy storm. It was like unbelievable. And Dave's getting into the gas, and we're like, and then the one dude's wife, Mike's wife, he's like, yeah, she gets motion sickness. We're like, oh, great. So now she's going to start puking. So halfway through, we gotta slow it down and go into a channel and let her kind of get over it. And then we get back after it. And man, I tell you what, it was just an outrageously turbulent ride back. And it was awesome. Had so much fun. Holy crap. It was spectacular. We did a lot. I cannot believe how expensive it is to own a damn boat. Jesus. All right. Look at this. Now, you got to understand, this Cardiff Electric idiot, he listens to Stuttering John's show. Now, John has not yet gotten this down. He does not quite yet have it to be able to carry on a show for any amount of time. So you got to take this with a grain of salt. These criticisms come to us for some reason. With this is proof positive that there is something for everybody in podcasting. Tower Marina in Saugatuck, $2,400 a slip for the season. Oh, my God. Patriot Nick says, Cardiff, you tuned in for this. It's not a show holding you hostage. Yeah, you did it. What are you doing here? You're just here to try to piss these nice people off. What? That's okay. It doesn't bother anybody here. Nobody cares. Well, hey, I need the people populating the stream. The multi-talented Richard Francisco is here. What up, buddy? BOAT stands for breakout another 1,000. Yes, that is true. Richard, I'm glad I see you because we need to plan another visit so that we can shoot a video either of your art prize entry or of Charlie the dog. Charlie, the world's biggest German shepherd. Oh, my God. So let's plan that. Because I'm gone for the first week and a half of August. So we can either plan it for after that or maybe something else, whatever you choose. Patriot Nick says, it's awesome that Cardiff is here, and it's only bothering one person, and no one minds because it's only bothering Kenny. Kenny's like all mad that hey man, you gotta knock it off. You can't say things on this live stream. You can only suck Eric's dick and kiss his ass. If you say anything I don't like, you're gonna get yourself a go-go review. Yeah, don't worry about Kenny, Cardiff. He's kind of like the comment police. There was one time in the show a long time ago when Kenny was so focused on what people were talking about, okay, that people were having a conversation about something I was actually talking about. All right, and then I moved on to something else, and Kenny actually said, "Hold on. We got to stop. I want you to stop discussing what Eric was talking about. He has moved on. So you must stop." And everybody told him to go fuck himself. It was incredible. It turned into a huge war. And then Kenny calls me up. He goes, "Hey, man, I was all over it there. I was fixing their wagons, man." I go, what are you talking about? "Yeah, man, well, you moved on to another topic. They were still talking about it, man." Like, yeah? So, yeah, I was corrected to making sure that they stopped because I know you're upset, right? No, I don't care. You don't care? Oh, well, all right. I'll stay corrected that. Kenny says, wrong. Your memory is such a shit show. No, it's 100% right. Every bit of that is true. Thumbs up if you think that's accurate. Kenny's always the guy to say, "No, man, wrong. You left one sentence out of there that I did not that I did say. You're supposed to keep that in there." Kenny has been okay. Cardiff, you need to know this. These blustery words by Kenny, everybody in the live stream has heard them. Every single person who is watching the live stream has been gotten into a horrible, horrible war with Kenny. An unbelievable war of words. He on a regular, it's like, "Hey, man, who am I going to brawl with this week?" All right. He's going to brawl with me now. He even brawls with, like, the local mechanic. He got into a war with the local mechanic because the guy didn't, Kenny made up some story about how this guy didn't do him right, and so Kenny had this huge. In fact, this is gonna be featured on the best of when I leave. He went and attacked the guy and wrote a Google review, and I went and brought Kenny on to discuss it. He didn't even know I was going to discuss it, and then I went and called the guy who he attacked and brought him in, and he explained his side of the story, and then everybody sided with the guy, and Kenny was so, man, that Facebook post is not, though I posted it on a place for everyone to see because that's what I wanted, I did not want you to discuss it on the podcast. That was a private matter that I posted publicly. Dummy. Kyle says that mechanic was in the wrong. I'm on Kenny's side with a 1-star review. Well, that means you're getting a 60-second timeout or a 300-second timeout. Take that. All right, I got to bring my dad in here for just in just a bit for Dear Meathead. So get your questions in, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Get some merch at ericzaneshow.com. Click merch and shop away. The open of the show brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-532-6600. I got a car there right now getting repaired. Madison's Accord is getting looked at. 616-532-6600 or irvines.com online. That's ERVINES.com. Thank you so much to them. If you are in West Michigan, you have a trusted place to get your vehicle repaired. It's Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Hey, man, they got good Google reviews. It's a good thing I'm not in West Michigan, or I'd have to tell them what's up. If you love playing cornhole and you're playing on those garbage, shitty boards that you get at Meijer, for God's sake, you might want to look into getting a real set of cornhole boards. These aren't cheap. When I say they're not cheap, I mean they're not cheaply built. Yes, they do cost more than the garbage boards you're going to get at Meijer, but you get your day. You get what you pay for. Get a set of professionally made cornhole boards that professional cornhole players buy for the tournaments. Cornholeamerica.com is a website. You can put whatever you want onto a set of customized cornhole boards, any design whatsoever. Thank you to Cornhole America online at cornholeamerica.com for being part of the show. All right. The live stream is brought to you by also Facebook Live, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Share it, like it. YouTube, brought to you by Frank Fuss, Frank the Tank, and My Policy Shop Insurance. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification, thumbs up. And the YouTube, I should say the, God, what the hell is wrong with me? My Twitter video on Periscope, or Periscope video on Twitter, I don't know what I'm doing right now, is brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Retweet it with a snarky comment, please. Let's bring in Dad. He's brought to you by JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Hi, Dad. How are you?
Okie dokie. How are you?
Well, I'm late, first of all.
I don't know. You're right on the money for according to my watch.
Yeah, I was a little late, but it always. I'm trying to be on time, but I kind of got behind. I was telling stories again. You know how it is when I start talking.
Yeah. Well, my honey is sitting next to me, so we all set.
Yeah, I mean, that's always good. You guys got any plans this weekend, Dad?
No.
No? What's
well,
that?
Norman might come over. I don't know. That's a barrel of fun.
You're talking about my sweet brother, Norman.
Yes, that's sweet brother of yours.
Yes. In case people don't know, that is, of course, I have 4 brothers. Norman is when my dad was very, very young. Norman came into the fold. That was before my dad met my mother. So that is cool. The thing is about Norman is he tends to talk a lot,
Oh, my God. You're telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a good talker.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, it isn't so much because I talk a lot too.
Well, you have to because of what you do.
Well, I know, but with him, sometimes it's the minutia, rather than telling. I mean, most people would just say, "Yeah, I went to work." Norman would say, "Well, I opened the car door. I sat in the car. I turned the key. I stepped on the gas. I made a left turn. I scratched my head. You know what I mean?"
Yeah. Well, that's him. That's his makeup.
Yeah. So, I mean, but what I've noticed about you is whenever he gets to that point, I don't have the nerve to do this, but you very often just go, "Norman, shut up."
I haven't done that lately because somehow I haven't. I let him blabber,
Well, I mean, I don't. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be too afraid of hurting his feelings.
Well, yeah. Most likely that's everybody's norm. Hey, they like to be decent about it and keep listening.
But if anybody can do it, it would be a dad. I mean, dads. A dad can do that. And you've not only is it a dad, but when you're 87 years old, you kind of say whatever the hell you want to say. I think you've earned that.
No, I generally change the subject.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, he keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's right now into his job, telling him about the job.
All right, that's good.
So,
all right. Dad, we were just having a discussion. I went on to a boat yesterday. I was on a friend's boat, and it was a great boat, but then I was talking about, hey, man, I think I want a boat. And then it wasn't long before we got into a discussion with the audience about how expensive it is to own a boat. With fuel costs and things like that. And a lot of people say it's a money pit. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't heard of a money pit, but in my own mind, I know that it is a money pit.
So, yeah.
It is costly.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the fuel and just a lot of other expenses that go along.
And then storage.
Yeah. I mean, it's like everything about a boat seems unbelievably expensive. I was, some of these people were saying that for a gallon of gas, when you're dockside, it's like $4.50 a gallon for a gallon of gas.
$5.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm shocked anybody even owns a boat. I mean, you got to be super rich to own a boat, in my opinion.
Well, first of all, it's, I think, a different grade of gasoline that goes in there. That's the one thing, and then the price is high.
Yeah, and
then, in the Joanne, you go a long way in a gallon. So I don't know.
Actually, I heard the opposite. I heard that you get very poor gas mileage because of.
Yeah.
But
well, you know Art, right? Nikki's husband.
Yeah.
He's got a huge boat.
Okay, well, he's
like a house inside of it.
Yeah, well, he's cash heavy though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a engineer with a top cell phone.
Oh, he makes big bucks.
Oh yeah, he lives in California. You can't be poor to live in California. There's no question.
Absolutely correct.
Doesn't he have a house in Hawaii too?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God, the money on this guy. How about that? That's awesome.
Yeah, but he's really smart. He rents the place out throughout the year, except the time that he's going to be out over there visiting himself. Then there's no renters over there.
I get it.
The part that he lives in, he doesn't rent it out. It's a different section of it. So he just makes the payment on that house by the renting the place,
So it's like it's an investment property.
Definitely.
That is great. I love that. I love hearing that.
Yeah. But he's talking about, I think he was talking about getting rid of it or something.
Yeah.
That point.
So, Dad, I was just talking with some of my friends in the audience here that we're thinking about having a drawing where I draw names out of a hat and me and a bunch of audience. Well, what we would do is whoever wins the drawing goes up with me to Grayling.
Hey, that'd be cool.
So we'd have a whole bunch of people in tents having a big party,
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Would you, they would love it if you showed up there to kind of lead the parade.
Well, I don't know. I gotta know that about a week in advance and see what Joanne thinks.
Yeah, well, we would have. I would give you plenty of notice, and you would have the best accommodations because you would sleep inside of either the camper or we'd set you up inside of the trailer, whatever you want.
Well, I can go over to Liz's house, and that's only a mile and a half away from me, and spend the night.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Well,
in fact, I think they even would like to go with us.
One way or another, it's. I think this has to happen. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad. I got a question here from Jason. He writes.
Hi, Jason.
He writes, I'm on a road trip with my family. He says, between my wife gasping at every decision I make and the kids going bonkers in the back seat, my nerves and patience are frazzled. And near the end, do you have any humorous, interesting stories of vacation or trips with Eric or any of your other children? Thanks in advance. Please pray for me. Signed, Jason.
Oh, wow. Jason, I really don't envy you for having that issue.
Yeah, he wants to know if you've ever had any really memorable moments while traveling, Dad, with the kids.
Well, the one memorable story is the fact that going up north, I had a truck that would go on self-driving type of a thing.
Sand.
Huh.
Yeah, you mean
you
like...
remember that?
Yeah, like sand.
Well, I don't know. The top would open up.
That was your van?
Oh!
That was a van that I had.
I see. Yes.
It was... it's pretty similar to self-driving, really.
You've had to drive it.
I know. No, I never had an experience with that, but this is my experience in respect to that I stood on the seat and opened the top, and I'm standing up with my hands down on the steering wheel, and it's auto drive.
Okay. Yes. I'll explain this a little bit more in depthly. You had a conversion van above you where you sat. You could had like a sunroof, and you took it out, so it was like you were like a tank driver.
Absolutely.
And standing actually on the driver's seat, on cruise control, traveling down the road with your hands on the wheel while stretching your hands out, and then your head.
No problem.
Driving a full vehicle full of passengers like that, no doubt, while drunk.
And you were there too.
I was there. I remember seeing it.
Oh my God! I don't know what to tell about this.
No, that's a great memory. I think that's
craziness.
That's exactly what he's looking for. That actually happened.
And you were on your belly. There was a little door on the side of that vehicle, a little window.
Yeah.
And you stuck your head out of there.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. For some reason, you and I like to travel with our heads out of the vehicle.
Like father, like son.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love you just the same way, one way or the other.
Yeah. All right. John writes, what's your favorite childhood memory, Meathead?
Oh, my God.
Singing in the mountains.
My favorite thing, I was like maybe 14, 15 years old, and I used to sing a lot. I love my voice.
Yeah, yep.
We lived in a place that it's a dirt road. There's a big bridge because there's a river under it. My house is built next to that river. And then we keep going, and then go on top of a hill. And I would sing the song again. I had a tremendous voice as even a young kid. That was my favorite thing. I would bellow that song out. This is like midnight. And the people were living in the area. I don't know what the hell they thought.
Yeah, they thought you were a serial killer, Dad. I mean, I've
Oh, I don't know about that, but I think they were listening to that song.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, if I'm sound asleep and at midnight I hear some weirdo kid singing.
Hey, that was it. And then there was two guys. One guy was me, and another guy, Ferry Doon. What's his name? Ferry Doon.
He sounds like he's from Star Wars.
I'm telling you, this was an awesome thing. And he was a singer, and I was a singer.
Okay,
and we harmonized that.
So you and Ferry Doon would sit there and sing at midnight.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and my mom would just simply, she couldn't get up there because it was about a mile away.
Right. I'm guessing there's some person in Iran in like a mental institution saying, I can't get this singing out of my head. It was the most scary.
I'm telling you, I got these memories. I got few dumb things like that.
Yeah.
But it was good. It never affected me. I know we kept going up there and doing it.
Yeah, that was a good. That's what you did for fun back then. Nowadays, people would never dream of doing that. They would just look at their phone. Back then,
now we got half drunk and start going around in a car.
Yeah. All right, Dad. How about this, dear Meathead? My friend's daughter likes to touch her dog's wiener. Is that gross?
Yeah. I never heard of that.
Yeah, that's
what. My God.
Yeah, it says here that his friend's daughter likes to touch the dog's wiener. What the hell?
How old is his daughter?
I guess she's like 23 or 24.
Oh, good grief.
Oh my God! I thought it was a little kid.
Yeah, that is strange. I've never heard of such a thing. What a horrible question.
She definitely needs psychological help.
Yes, that sounds criminal to me.
Or maybe I don't know. Is she married?
I don't think so.
Oh, they better get that thing checked out.
Yeah, I think she might be deranged.
That's weird.
How about this one? Dear Meathead, the magazine Sports Illustrated just put a woman on the cover for the swimsuit issue that used to be a man. What do you think about this?
Oh boy.
Men like women.
Yeah, it used to be a man.
Men like women.
It used to be a man, and then she did. She's transgendered. She went through like all sorts of different procedures to make it so when you see her now, it's a woman, but used to be a man for the swimsuit edition. So she's got boobs and no wiener or anything like that. Dad, what do you think about that?
Well, there's no help for her. I'll tell you that right now, because what's done is done. It can't be undone. But I don't know if that's her forte. I'm baffled. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, that's. It seems
that's
like
totally strange.
It seems like nowadays there is. You hear more and more about this, Dad. I mean, have you been following any of these stories about how women are becoming men and men are becoming women?
Well, I've heard of off and on something like that. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. I really don't like. Let's say if I had a son and became a daughter.
Yeah.
What the hell would I do with that?
Yeah, what would you do, Dad? I mean, if you had if I showed up to for a barbecue, and all of a sudden I'm a woman. I mean, how do you think you'd react to that, Dad?
Well, that kind of would be the last time you'd visit me.
Oh, wow.
No, really, I just don't like that.
You're like, you're out of here. I don't want anything to do with you.
Oh.
Okay, so you would draw the line right there, say, no way, you got to get out of here. If you're going to be a woman, you got to leave. You cannot have a barbecue.
Not only that, check this out. You are my son.
Yeah.
You're a favorite son of mine,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you become a daughter. How would I deal with that?
Yeah, that would be definitely something you'd have to have a reckoning for. I mean, that seems really. I mean, I don't know what I would do either. Frankly, I guess nothing.
I'm just telling you exactly how I feel now. This is not anything. No, this is not anything about this person. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're human beings and all that, but
So-
I don't know. I have no comments.
Okay, so if Norman,
I do, it'll be hurting some people's feelings.
so if Norman comes visits and tells you a 15-hour story about how he no longer has a wiener, you're going to send him on his way.
I don't think he'd even be coming here. And I make it known.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I understand.
Yeah, I'm telling you what my feelings are.
No, that's what we signed up for. I don't ever want to. Whenever you have an opinion, you notice I don't ever try to talk you out of it. I just want you to say what's on your mind. That's the point. You know?
That's my personality. Hey, I don't know what anybody else would do.
This is how I feel. No matter how you feel, the only person who I think has the right to actually call you out on anything is Joanne. Joanne's pretty much the only one, and so
yes.
All right. Let's see here. What else do we have? Dear Meathead, my pal has a problem. He always tries to fat shame people. He's always telling fat people they got to lose weight. And then he has no room to talk as he's kind of fat himself. What do I say to my friend?
You mean he just has nothing right or nothing nice to say about anybody? Is that what you're saying?
Well, this guy says that his buddy makes fun of fat people, but the buddy is also fat himself. So, I mean, it would be like if I walked up to somebody and said, "Hey, you got a big nose." I mean, I've got a big nose. So he's saying he doesn't like the fact that the guy is.
No, you shouldn't hurt people's feelings that way. That definitely is not right. Because whatever the issue is, whatever the problem is, it's their problem. And if I'm normal, I thank God the fact that I'm normal. But I do not ridicule them. Now, however, I do see some person that is overweight and so forth. I say, well, I just wish that they would realize there's some medication or there's some remedy for so they can lose some of that weight.
There you go. I think that's what his friend is saying. I think his friend means well. But
whatever it is, you shouldn't ridicule them.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I see some. I have some overweight people that occasionally are around me.
Yeah,
and they're just overweight.
I remember there was one time and you're the only one who can get away with this. It was several years ago. I walked into your living room, and I hadn't seen you in a while, and I said, "Hi, Dad," and you said, "Eric, you are getting fat."
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the fat. I thought I said it. Maybe it'll sink into you and you won't get fat.
Well, that's what I love about you. You just, I don't have a problem with any of that. I love it when you do that. Eric, you are getting fat. And I was like,
believe you me, I would be serious if I knew that issue is a serious issue. I would start working with you to get you to lose it.
I know you would. You know what? And I think after you said that, I was like, my God, he said, 5 words, and now I want to go run a marathon because my dad said I'm getting fat. So I think that's good.
Well, yeah, well, thanks.
I think you just got to tell.
I helped you.
That's what you do. You just got to tell people tell them what's up. Hey, you're really fat. You better turn it around or you're going to die.
Yeah, but the intent is not to insult them or hurt them.
Exactly. That is not the intent. The intent is to just say, you're fat, you're not going to live a long time if you don't lose the weight, so you better go lose the weight. That's it.
I probably could use the word, you're gaining weight or something. You're a little overweight. I don't baby the thought. The thought is there. I say it the way it is.
No, I think you got to amp it up. I think you got to say, hey, you're fat and you're disgusting. I think that's what you should say.
I really do. I think that maybe I say it roughly enough, he would realize that and he'll do something about it.
I knew you'd come around. I knew it. This is perfect.
Well, what the hell?
Yes. Okay. Well, Dad, Joanne, I love you guys very much. And
hey, you're breaking up.
Yeah, the phone's getting all wonky. I have no idea what's going on. So All right. Well, I love you, Dad, and I'll talk to you guys very soon, okay?
All right, love you, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, guys. Okay.
Bye now.
Okay, see ya. There you go. Another rib roaring edition of Dear Meathead. The phone got a little wonky there. I don't know what the hell was going on. See what I did there? He's like, no, you shouldn't criticize them. Yeah. So anyway, Dad, what do you think about looking somebody dead in the eye and saying, hey, you're fat and disgusting? Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, guy. Oh, my God. Melissa says, so much of how he says things reminds me of my dad. So old school. LOL. Yeah. Kent says, the quote, I didn't like the fat. LOL. Melissa, I know a person who was born a male, then decided to be a female, claiming he was going to get the surgery, but never did, then went back to being a male. Sometimes people just do it for attention. Maybe. Kate says, BS, Eric. Well, hold the phone, miss. You know, he ended up coming around to my way of thinking. My intentions weren't to just look at somebody and say they're disgusting and we should be mean to them. I want all these people to live long, productive, fruitful lives. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot. There are no fat old people. It doesn't work out that way. You'll see somebody on a scooter, 52 years old. They look like they're 94. They got one foot in the grave. And then the next thing you know, we're having a funeral and the body's in a very large casket. And shut up, Dean, with Get Him Duchess. She's 1,000,000% wrong, and you're just kissing her ass because you feel the same way I do, you fucking minger. Go stick your head in a vice to get it back to shape, idiot. My God. Talk about somebody who needed one of those head-shaping helmets when he was young. Oh, fuck. You ever see that kid? You know, the little kid, you know, their head, the spots in between their skull before they calcify. They're called the fontanelles, all those soft spots. You know, their head looks like, like fucking Dean's. Holy shit. What a horrible thing your mom and dad did by not putting your head into one of those helmets. Maybe they didn't have it then or something like that. Maybe your mom or dad was like, let's see how oddly shaped we can get this man's head. Ugh. Aram says, should people do the Mediterranean diet like you said you were going to do? Well, that is a great diet. That would do the trick. No, I'm not on it right now. I would love to be on it right now. And all it takes is reading, for God's sake. Reading and preparing. I am, however, focused a little bit more on the things I'm eating. It's not great, but it's better than it was. The sugar has vanished for the past several days, and I'm actually down a few pounds. Kate calls me a putz. What are you talking about? I'm on your team. I look, for anybody who's overweight, there is no sense in someone walking up and coddling you like you're some kind of a weak, feeble-minded moron. And that's an insult. It's an insult to you. Amanda knows what's fucking up here. Here you got this lady who's like, Eric, just tell me straight up, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, well, I mean, you know as well as I do what's going on. You just need a little shove, okay? So I'm going to put some fuel in your tank and tell you to consume less, move more. Burn more than you're putting into the tank. It's going to take a long time, okay? Mark off about 2 years on your calendar. That's the only way you can do this. It took a while to make you look so fucked up. It's going to take a while to get back. So go be consistent. Like Kate here, who's kind of a crybaby. Kate walks every day. She knows exactly what it takes in order to lose the weight. She eats a little less, eats more sensibly, okay? And for every person that says, Eric, help me do this, you know exactly what to do. Quit looking for a fucking handout that you got the world at your fingertips to be able to look up 1,000,000,001 ways to do this appropriately. Read. All it takes is read and effort, and you can do this. All right? Yeah, shut up, Kate. Holy shit. I can't wait to see you and tell you how much I love you to your face. You're one of my favorite people on the planet. Amanda says, actually, I know exactly what to do. I just seem to self-sabotage. Well, let me tell you something, Amanda. You have spent the last 24 hours doing amazing things for your body. Don't stop doing that and be pissed. Do it angry. Do it angry. Just think about, Amanda, all of the sweet dick you will be able to get. You're still a young lady, okay? There is no reason why you can't go out there and get the best, biggest, blackest dick on the planet that is attached to a handsome man, okay? You need to look beyond your current expectation of having some crackhead on the streets of Grand Rapids who lives in a box chowing you down below. That expectation has to leave. You need to go and get, some dude who looks like an underwear model. The biggest, blackest, most handsome D that could ever be needs to be inside of your body. And the only way you're going to be able to get that amazing BBC is by shedding the weight. There is no handsome black man who's going to want to put it to you but good if you don't turn this shit around. So get after it and work on it. Kenny, Kenny's okay. Here's Kenny, because Kenny and Amanda's like, I don't even need him, man. I got my dildos. That shit, fuck. All right, whatever. Kenny, though, Kenny is in the spot right now where he's dating somebody. Well, he has seen somebody. That's all he said. I'm seeing a lady for the past week. Okay. And then, but, I said to him, I go, Kenny, you gotta shed this shit. And Kenny says, I just had some Frosted Flakes. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Let me tell you something. You may be feeling good right now, but I want you to get after it, Kenny. Okay, because one day, what if she wakes up and says, holy shit, man, look at this guy's tits. I'm out. All right. According to Kenny, she referred to me as her boyfriend last night. Oh, okay. Just be careful, all right? And sell the stupid video games. By the way, Daisy over my shoulder for the win. All right, the title of this podcast is Fauci V Paul, a breakdown. These two went at it yesterday. Oh, it was incredible. I cannot wait to play that for you. It was really, really awesome. Occasionally, when you see a title like that, people then weigh in who I don't know if they're regulars on this show. This person says, Carrie Mullis was correct about Fauci. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea. And by the way, if you want to know, just so that I'm not one of these asshole people that puts out content that just plays the shit and then whoa, let you decide, and then won't take a stand on it. I'm absolutely going to take a stand on it. Let me take a stand on it right now. Fauci, I am Team Fauci. Team Fauci is the team I'm on. I am not Team Rand. Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit, and he's a fucking liar. That's my opinion, and you should make it yours. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Yep, that's right. I said it. Fauci fucking rules. I love that guy. I'll let you decide though when you hear the footage. If you haven't heard it yet, Fauci got his ass handed him the last time these two met, and this time he's like, "Fuck that shit. I am not putting up with this shit. I am." So he goes after Rand Paul. Yeah, this new person here, it says Patrick's Time on YouTube. You can say all you want about this. You can say all you want about this, but I am Team Fauci, and nothing you say is going to make me change my mind. Terry says, I think they're both bought and paid for pieces of shit. You're half right. Rand Paul is. Fauci is not. He's a saint. I love that guy. You should all listen to him when he says go get the vaccine. If you're not, you're making a mistake, but I still love you all the same. And this is the dude that we want Amanda to get. Can you imagine this, Amanda? Old Barry here. Oh, my God. What would you do with yourself? Huh? What do you think of that? All right. Where am I here? All over the board again. I have the Patreon bonus podcast coming up. And I've just, I got a great idea from Rick from TC Paintball, and I am immediately implementing it. Okay? If you sign up for Patreon, you are in the drawing for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. I've gone through a long list of people on Patreon who've played, but I want to make this for new Patreon members. So if in the last month you signed up for Patreon, you are in the drawing. Now, I'd love to say that there's 50 people a week signing up for Patreon, but it trickles in. It's not the biggest thing. It serves me very well, but as of right now, your chances of being a contestant on Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia are like 1 in 5 if you want to play. So patreon.com/Eric Zane. Try me out for just $5 or $10 a month. This is like my probationary period. This is when you find out if you like it. If it sucks, cancel it. I encourage that. You cancel it, and then you get the rest of that month. Okay? So because you paid for a month, but then that will keep it from like resubscribing you to every single month. But if you like it, it's very easy to convert it to a yearly. And when you do that, I'll save you 10% on the cost, because otherwise it's $5 a month times 12. That's $60, or $10 a month times 12. It's $120. I'll save you 10%. The $5 a month is all the audio, all the new audio, and all the archive. The $10 a month is that, plus all of the video archive, the live streams, and all of that stuff. Patreon.com/Eric Zane, P as in Paul, ATREON. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up. If you've signed up in the past, thank you so much. If you've signed up and canceled, thank you so much. Please consider signing back up. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Check it out, 231-332-6505. If you are anywhere in the USA, sign up to, reach out to possibly get a mortgage. You can't do it if you're in Maine, South Carolina, Alaska, and Hawaii. But otherwise, reach out to Mario if you're thinking about a mortgage. You may have had a mortgage person you dealt with in the past. I'm not saying abandon ship. I'm saying just give Mario a chance to explain how he does his thing. And you might be like, I think I like him better. 231-332-6505. Rick from TC Paintball. TCPaintballGR.com. Looking for something fun to do this weekend? TC Paintball. Little League is tonight. How does that work? Well, you just show up. TC Paintball. Online at TCPaintballGR.com. Speaking of the Little League, okay? When it comes to the Little League, on Wednesdays, 8 to 12-year-olds only. It's just $25. So let's say your kid hangs out with other kids that are about that age, like 5, 6 of them. They each got $25 from their parents. You drive. They're going to get on the Little League TC Paintball field with the low impact paintball guns. This is for like newbies, newcomers, and little. I mean, because when you're an adult, you can kind of shrug that off. Fuck! It's like a badge of honor when you take one. Real little kids, we don't want them to have a bad experience. So we give them the experience of playing paintball minus the little sting you get when you get hit with one. Okay. That keeps them coming back. And especially if they're a kid who plays a little too many video games and doesn't get any movement, well, this is fun. And they're doing something outdoors with their pals. They're living a real life video game. It's awesome. Check-in is at 5 today at TC Paintball. So do it now. Plan now. And if you want, go to tcpaintballgr.com, click on more info on the Little League thing, and it gives you all the lowdown. The $25 includes all the rental gear, the gun, the mask, and 500 paintball shots. And don't forget about August 29th. We got a paintball event coming up, August 29th, Paintball War number 15, the Unnamed Paintball War. If you want in, reach out, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. For all of you that were planning the August 8th event, we had to move it. So if you're just finding out about that now, I apologize. But yes, August 8th, the next paintball war has been moved to August 29th. So that would be Kevin Kuiper, Dale and his gang, the Schaefers, Adam, the Tarantula Farmer and his gang, Brian Post, that's Bleeding Heart Brian, and Tyler K. And I need more of you, so if you want in, RSVP, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Okay. We're getting into the business of Fauci versus Paul, but I got to take a leak before we do that and get my water because I'm dying. Okay? So we're going to kill this coming up here. I see some of you folks are just chomping at the bit. This Patrick's time. Well, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. What's up, Frank Fuss? Fuss is definitely not Team Fauci, which remind me to smack him right in the nose over that one. What are you doing? Oh, come on, Fuss. I love you so much. Jesus. Anyway, we're going to get into these two beating the shit out of each other in just a second. So that's going to be great. And I still got to talk about Fuss, who finally got his, he turned, let's see, buyinsurancehere.com. That's his site. All right, we'll get into that a little bit coming up. But I gotta go pee. I must go pee, so stand by. I'll be right back with you in just a second, okay? All right. Stay there. Sorry. Took a little longer than I thought. All right. This room smells like dog. Ugh. You ever walk out of a room and then you walk back in and it's like, God. It's just horrible. Whenever I walk into somebody's house, it smells like dog. I'm like, God, Jesus. And then I'm like, shit, there's no way your house does not smell like that. You kind of get like nose blind, you know? Okay. Here's what's up. Fauci, Rand Paul. Round 2. Let's check it out. This captivated a lot of people yesterday. Fauci not about to lay down in this one.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied.
Hold on. Let's look here. What is gain-of-function research? Some of you don't know that. Hell, I don't even know that. What does that mean? Hold on a second. There's another one that says in simple terms. Okay. What is gain-of-function research in simple terms? Involves experimentation that aims or is expected to, and or perhaps actually does, increase the transmissibility and or virulence of pathogens. Such research, when conducted by responsible scientists, usually aims to improve the understanding of disease-causing agents, their interaction with human hosts, and or their potential to cause pandemics. Essentially, Paul is suggesting that everybody's death is Fauci's fault. The ultimate objective of such research is to better inform public health and preparedness efforts and or development of medical countermeasures, whether he intended to or not. And so that has been was Fauci doing that? Did he lie about that? And Paul is suggesting, you lied. You see, occasionally you see someone has a sign that says, Fauci lied, people died. That's what we're talking about here.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you were referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. You get one person.
Let's read from the NIH definition of gain of function. This is your definition that you guys wrote. It says that scientific research that increases the transmissibility among animals is gain of function. They took animal viruses that only occur in animals and they increased their transmissibility to humans. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
It's a dance, and you're dancing around this because you're trying to obscure responsibility for 4 million people dying around the world from a pandemic.
And let's send Dr. Fauci.
I have to, well, now you're getting into something. If the point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award from EcoHealth to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2, that's where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well, wait a minute.
It did come from the lab, but all the evidence is pointing that it came from the lab.
Hold on a second. Let's listen to that again, because there's a lot of interrupting, so it's hard to follow. So Fauci is trying to get very specific here in explaining what exactly he did.
The point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award from EcoHealth to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2. That's where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well,
we don't
wait
know
a minute.
If it did
I
come
can-
from the lab, but all the evidence is pointing that it came from the lab.
See, that's what pisses me off. Would you fucking shut up and let him finish? Let him finish his thought. That's how this shit gets muddied up all the time, is nobody actually breathes. With Rand Paul talking when Fauci's trying to explain himself, which is the point of this whole meeting, you're not listening to what he's saying. Let him fucking finish.
And there will be responsibility for those who funded the lab, including yourself.
I totally
This committee
resent-
will allow the witness to
I
respond.
totally resent the lie that you are now propagating, Senator, because if you look at the viruses that were used in the experiments, that were given in the annual reports, that were published in the literature, it is molecularly impossible.
No one's saying those
It
viruses
is-
caused it.
it
No
is
one is alleging that
molecularly-
those viruses caused the pandemic. What we're
That's exactly what you just said. You just said he is responsible for 4 million deaths. And then 30 seconds later, you're saying, no one's saying that. No one's saying that. See, this is my problem with this.
That were given in the annual reports, that were published in the literature, it is molecularly impossible.
no one's saying those
It-
viruses
it is-
caused it.
it
No
is
one alleging that
molecularly-
those
You just said that, Paul.
virus caused the pandemic. What we're alleging is that gain of function research was going on in that lab and NIH funded it.
That
You
is
can't
not,
get away from it. It meets your definition and you are obfuscating the truth.
I'm not
Senator Paul,
obfuscating the truth.
Senator
You are the
Paul's time
one.
is expired, but I will allow the witness to.
Let me just finish. I want everyone to understand that if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible
No one's
to
saying they
result.
are.
He never, ever lets him finish right when he's getting ready to do the payoff. Okay? This is the equivalent of Fauci beating his meat and he's getting ready to jizz. Okay? He's right there. And then Paul comes in and goes, hold on a second, stop. Every time he's right ready to make that point, Rand fucking Paul opens his stupid fucking hillbilly Kentucky butt fucking tobacco chewing fucking moonshine drinking mouth. Fuck you.
And that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists. Those viruses are molecularly impossible
No one's
to
saying they
result
are. No
in
one's saying those viruses
SARS-CoV-2.
caused the
Yes, you are saying that. You just said he killed 4 million people.
pandemic.
Senator Paul,
We're saying they are gain of function viruses because they were
They're not.
animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And
Don't
you,
admit the truth.
and you
Senator
implying,
Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come before this committee to respond.
and you are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals.
Yes.
I totally resent
could
that.
have
And
been.
if anybody
could
is
have been.
lying here, Senator,
No,
it
it
is
couldn't have
you.
been. It couldn't have been. So all of that shit you just heard is enough to rile everybody up and say, see, fucking listen. Son of a bitch. Oh, my God. Game, set, match, in my opinion, Fauci. In my opinion, that's exactly his whole business. Starting that with that grand.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where
No.
you claimed that the NIH never funded?
And he then takes meticulous time trying to explain, no, I don't retract it, and here's why. This could have been done in like 35 seconds. Instead, it's just Rand Paul sitting there badgering him, antagonizing him, being the asshole that he is. Fuck that. Oh, my God. This is why, okay? This is why we will be wearing masks for a long time. It's moments like this we can look back on and say, hey, put it on. Everybody, put your masks on. That's what's going to happen. Hey, I can't figure out why the pandemic won't leave. Yeah, every time you turn on Freebird and Hot Wings, they're going to be wearing their masks before you know it. And it's going to sound like this. Hey, yeah, he does. If the next time I do karaoke, I'm going to be singing through a mask. It's going to sound like shit because Rand fucking Paul. Fuck me. Shit. Oh, my God, did that piss me off. Oh, fuck this. I haven't worn a mask in this. I don't think I ever walked around wearing a mask in the house. Have you ever done? Anybody ever done that? Worn a mask inside of the house? You ever have a mask on while you're driving alone in the car? Oh, come on. My God. People are making such a big deal about that when there's really nothing there. It's simply just, Fauci defending himself for extended time with numerous interruptions. And I think he did everything he needed to do to explain himself. And I think he did a great job. Okay, that's it. That's all I got on that. I got nothing more. And when it comes to topics like this, I mean, yeah, I'll get into them and I'll say exactly how I feel. But when it comes to, I could go down a rabbit hole on the comments. Like if I clicked over right now and saw, oh my God, it's going to be on fire. Ooh, yeah, oh God. It is an absolute war now. Incredible. See, when I give my point of view on this is why this is always nutty. This person who's new, well, I mean, that's not fair. It is relevant. He says, my opinion is irrelevant. Well, how would you like it if everybody looked at you and said your opinion was irrelevant? We all have opinions. It just happens that mine is heard by more people than yours. Well, no, yours is just heard too. So I'm not going to sit there and say your opinion is irrelevant. I will say that, in my opinion, he had a better showing in this. You know. Terry says, all right, enough about Fauci. Let's talk about shish kebabs and dry dog shit carpet stains. All right. I felt good. All right. Did you hear about, it wasn't long ago, I watched a documentary called White Boy. Not the film that Matthew McConaughey was in called White Boy Rick. This was a Netflix docuseries called White Boy about, what the hell is it? Rick Wershing. He is the guy who became known as White Boy Rick. And, I mean, I grew up, he's just a little bit older than me, a couple of years, the exact same time as him in the same part of Michigan, in the Metro Detroit area. Okay. And when I was there listening to rap music, so was he, but he was actually living the lifestyle of a gangster rapper because he was selling drugs. All right. With notorious drug gangs in Detroit. And he became an FBI and a state police informant. And at 14 years old, he did. How? How do you do that? Well, his dad, which Matthew McConaughey played the part of his dad, was selling illegal goods to various gangs, like weapons and things like that. His dad would get his hands on silencers and particular bits of weaponry and would then peddle them off to various people that shouldn't have them. And the dad became a informant. Well, the informants or the cops would come over, or the federal FBI would come over to Wershing's dad's house, and he would be talking to him about various things to try to. He was a stool pigeon, basically. And then the dad would say, "Hey," they would ask a question about a particular drug lord, and the dad would have no idea, and he would turn to his son, who knew everything there was to know about the neighborhood, and would ask him questions, and then the kid would chime in. That was Rick. And so the informants started to get an idea that Rick knew a hell of a lot of information about these Metro Detroit drug gangs. And so they contacted 14-year-old Rick Wershing, and they had a meeting, and the dad didn't know about it. So imagine if your kid gets approached by federal authorities and is being asked to rat out and be an informant, like wearing a wire, giving them information. And so they start giving this kid money, a lot of money, to be an informant at age 14. Well, all of that interacting with these drug gangs in the neighborhood, and he's getting a wealth of information about how to deal drugs, how to peddle drugs, and then there comes a point in time when the feds made some big arrests in Detroit, and a lot of people went down. Well, it was all because of the kid and his information, but nobody had any idea that it was him. There was one moment in time when they thought that the bad guys thought he was an informant, and somebody shot him. Okay. And he's very young. He's a teenager at the time, and he survived. Well, it turns out that he didn't rat. He didn't crack. They shot him. He lived. And then the Fed said, "Who shot ya?" The cop said, "Who shot ya?" He didn't say shit. And he knew who shot him. And so then what that did was that gave him more credibility. He's 14 years old. He didn't say, I know if it were me and I got shot, I'd say, "Oh my God, you won't believe it. It was this guy." He didn't say who shot him. He didn't do anything. He just kept his mouth shut. He didn't tip off that he was an informant. He didn't say anything to the cops about who shot him, all this shit. It was crazy. So that gave him credibility with the gangs, with these drug gangs, and they did not suspect him anymore. He fixed it because he took the bullet and didn't say anything. So he continues to be an informant. That's all part of the story. They make those arrests. Once they make the arrests, the feds they ghost him. And so he's like, "Well, what do I do now?" He didn't have any, he was lost. So he decided to start dealing drugs. And so he ended up getting, and then there was a lot more to this, because you had the mayor of Detroit, Coleman Young. His niece was in a relationship, was married to one of the guys who got arrested, one of the drug dealers. Okay. And so that's a bad look. And Rick Wershey, White Boy Rick, knew that there was an order from the mayor to leave certain people alone and give them immunity because of they knew his niece. So there's all sorts of shit that's weird about this. Also, the guy who was in charge of homicide and he eventually became the chief of police, Gil Hill from Beverly Hills Cop fame. Remember that movie Beverly Hills Cop? There was Foley. The guy who ran it was Axel Foley's boss, Eddie Murphy's character. That's really him. The guy who played the police chief in the film was also the real guy, Gil Hill. He was dirty as shit. They're all crooked. So White Boy Rick knew about all the crooked cops. He knew about everything. I'm really glossing over the story. Well, anyway, he gets busted for dealing drugs, and he spends decades in prison, 30 years in prison. And he was just released in 2020, finally. Okay? And it is so frustrating. It is like making a murderer level of frustration when you witness what happened to him. It's that type of interest level. I couldn't wait to watch the next episode of White Boy, the documentary on Netflix. Okay, so now he's out. And in fact, I was just talking with Charity Scam Mike, my brother-in-law Mike, and he runs into White Boy Rick from time to time now because he kind of hangs out in the same area. They cross paths frequently at various bars and stuff like that, hanging out, and he's become like an advocate for, White Boy has become, he doesn't like to be called White Boy. Rick Wersh, he's an advocate now for, prison reform or some shit like that. And now there is this. Check it out.
Today in Detroit, we heard from Richard Wershey. You may know him better as White Boy Rick. He is suing authorities now, accusing them of child abuse. Hershey worked undercover for the FBI and Detroit police starting as a child at the age of 14. He spent over 30 years in prison after a drug trafficking arrest at the age of 17. It made him Michigan's longest-serving nonviolent juvenile offender. Hershey, now 52, is suing authorities looking for some $100 million in damages. Wow. The lawsuit claims that Hershey was coerced into assisting police while he was an unsuspecting teen.
I lost 33 years of my life. My father's not here. A lot of my family members aren't here. I didn't get to see my kids grow up. And I guess the best statement after being in a cage for almost 33 years is I saw the world evolve, but I didn't get to play any part in it.
Hershey earned parole in 2017. He was turned over to U.S. Marshals and transferred to Florida to serve time for a crime that he committed while behind bars in Michigan. He was made a free man in July of 2020.
Yeah, that was part of it. When he was in prison, his family was struggling for money, and he knowingly was involved in from behind prison walls this crazy ass Florida car theft ring where people would steal the cars and then they would transport them to various people who would then sell the cars. Okay. And I guess if I'm understanding correctly, I think like he would have his family members purchase the cars or some shit like that from the thieves. And then they would in turn sell them for quite a bit more than what they paid for them. And I'm not positive. I'm probably getting some of this wrong, but he was 1,000,000% guilty of this. So he gets out of prison and has to go directly to prison. So that didn't really help his that didn't really help his cause of having learned anything. So and he admits that. Yeah, you just got to see this. It's really crazy. I mean, can you imagine if your 14-year-old was a police and an FBI informant and you had no idea of it? My God. I guess Matthew McConaughey, in making the film, which I haven't even seen the drama, the actual film. I've only seen the documentary. He got to know White Boy Rick when he was in prison up north. And was because a lot of these actors, they'll get together and like interview their subject, who they're, just to kind of get their story and things like that. Even though McConaughey didn't play Rick, there was some young guy who played Rick. Just an incredible story. It did, and now suing for $100 million. I don't know if we get that, if anything. God knows. I mean, trying to sue the penal system, that sometimes that can be a futile effort for sure. But I thought it was pretty interesting that he is actually suing. All right, there you go. That's it. That's that on White Boy Rick. More coming up. I do want to get into, you remember the wildfires that have, they've been raging for quite some time over the years, and there's a lot of talk about how they get started. But I'll tell you how one of those fires got started. It was by stupidity. And now people have to face the music. We'll talk about that in just a second. Meanwhile, Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance, my latest sponsor. Now he does many things and does them very well in terms of like buying insurance for you on the marketplace. But what I want to focus on right now for this week is this. If you or anybody you know in the next 6 months is turning 65 years old, you may have to utilize the Medicare system. For some of you, that's daunting. Well, I think for anybody that would be daunting because you're just like, well, what do I do? And then you're just going to be forced to have to do it on your own. That is not the way to do it. There's plenty of things that you can screw up if you do this on your own. Wouldn't it be nice if there was somebody who could do everything for you and all you have to do is say, yep, sounds good. Uh-huh. All right. Count me in. Click. That's it. And what if that cost you nothing? Not a thing. Zero cost. You don't pay for that. I love this so much that when okay, this is what happened with me. Because I'm sitting here buying my insurance in the marketplace, not exactly the same thing as Medicare, but Frank does all that too. This is how it went for me. Having Frank as my guy, as my insurance broker, insurance agent. I found out about Frank. I reached out to him. I go, so, hey, what do you do? And he explains to me all he does in terms of me, because I have to buy my insurance in the marketplace. And he goes, yeah, well, I take care of everything. I go, okay, what's the catch? It's my number one question. That's what anybody would ask. There's no catch. There's absolutely no catch. I've improved our family's healthcare situation so much because of Frank. I used to have this shitty ass bronze policy, poverty insurance. Oh my God. And, it was terrible. And he's like, well, so yeah, I don't want to judge you, but this insurance sucks balls. Let me look at this, and then we'll move this over here, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. Next thing I know, I've got a policy that's 1,000,000 times better, and more coverage, less cost, less deductible. It's just absolutely fantastic, and I got that all through Frank the Tank at My Policy Shop Insurance. And he doesn't get paid by me. He gets paid by the insurance companies. So if you have anybody that is getting ready to turn 65 years old in the next 6 months, or if that's you, reach out to Frank. Now, he has a website, and it is buyinsurancehere.com. Right? You go to buyinsurancehere.com, fill out the form, and you're good to go. In fact, I got to see something. Because the website was a little wonky the other day for some reason. And I might have something going on my end here that's making it so I can't see it. Buyinsurancehere.com. There it is. And then what that does is it takes you to Frank's page. It says, please complete the below form, and Frank will contact you as soon as possible. So, name, email, your phone number, type of insurance needed, and, whatever it may be. Medicare was what we're talking about now. And then, a little bit more information. Tell me about your situation. You write that all in there. This is all good for Frank. He's gathering up the information. And then you hit submit. And then he sees it, and then your phone rings. It's awesome. Buyinsurancehere.com through Frank. Now, not everybody's going to need this right now, but you know what? He says to me, he goes, even people that have workplace insurance through their employer, like every year, you got to sit to that stupid, boring meeting. They give you a big manual the size of a Chilton's auto care thing. It says, yeah, this is new. You got to read all this. You're like, oh, fuck, what do I do? Frank can help you about what to choose. Your insurance needs are constantly changing. You can't just go, I'll take the same as next year. It's not that simple, okay? You got to do your diligence. Make Frank do it. He's a glutton for punishment. I don't know why he finds this so great. Most people like having fun, going on a boat, or maybe, I don't know, partying with their friends, go camping, fishing. Frank is a nerd. Sits there like, let's look at this policy. I don't know why he does it, but he's a freak. Okay, and he works incredibly long hours. Call upon Frank the Tank Fuss. Buyinsurancehere.com. And I know he's all butthurt because of what I was talking about with Fauci. But that's the beauty of my show. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about what I think. Okay? I throw it out there, and the second it leaves my mouth, it's your fucking problem. For all of you. So just be on notice. If anybody looks me in the eye and says, I didn't like what you said, it's like, well, you're a stupid pussy. Shut up. My God. You believe what you believe, and I believe what I believe. You want to tell the world? You start a podcast. My God. Yeah, here's Frank. Look at this. I love insurance. Who the fuck says I love insurance? God. Frank, here you go. Hi, Eric. Yeah, hey. Plus, they get free coffee. Yes. And Alan at Blue Frost IT referred you. Yes, he did. He did do that. You got it down. Nathan says, LOL, poverty insurance. Okay. Kate says, you're stupid and fat. Like something. When did I say that? Did I say that today? You're stupid and fat. When you write the things I say, it makes me laugh. Local asshole Joey Williamson writes, you started a podcast because you can't get a job anywhere else. LOL. You know, that hurts. That hurts. It's true, though. I can't. That's why I do this. All right. Let's talk a little comedy. If you're planning on doing something, the next comedy show, I got to show you this. This is remarkable. As you know, Big Dick Donnie Veltman started the Back Alley Comedy Club. He started it in Muskegon, Michigan, at Sherman Bowling Center. He's a big time bowler. He loves comedy and he loves bowling. And then he bought a bowling alley. Now it's not big. It's in Howard City, Michigan, Howard City Lanes. Now this is a really old building that's haunted. So now he's got a bowling alley and a comedy club. He runs the comedy club at Sherman Bowling Center. He does not own Sherman Bowling Center in Muskegon. He's got the comedy club, which is right next to it. It's part of it. And then he starts doing comedy when he brings an act into the Sherman Bowling Center. He then brings them up to Howard City. And then the comics would perform in front of, the mouth-breathing locals that would hang out at a place like Howard City Lanes. All right, so they sit there and laugh. They eat the fried food. They might bowl a few frames, see a ghost in Howard City. Off you go. Then Don teams up with the folks at Rockford Lanes in Rockford, Michigan, Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming, the Park Theater in Holland, Billy's Lounge in Grand Rapids, and the Listening Room, part of Celebration Cinema, Studio C, downtown Grand Rapids, to have Back Alley Comedy Club there. So he's branching out with his comedy. As soon as that happens, the booker who books the shows for him, what are they called again? Funny Business, said, sorry, we can't help you anymore. We're pulling the rug out from under you. And because comedy is very territorial, and they also, Funny Business, caters to Dr. Grins, which is the long-standing comedy club in Grand Rapids. But, that's bullshit. You can do both. So that hurt Don. And then he decided to start booking on his own and not utilizing Funny Business. Okay. Fast forward to right now. If you go to the Dr. Grins website, all right, you see right here, temporarily closed. They are not doing anything at Dr. Grins right now. Holy shit. Shows. None. They don't have anything going on. So this is great for Don, because Don is actively booking shows. In fact, right now, if you take a look at this, comedy coming up with Big Dick Donnie. Hold on a second. I got the wrong screen here. Jesus. Come on, man. Wake up. What are you doing? Too many buttons to push. He's in the process of changing the name of Back Alley Comedy Club to Full House Comedy because when it was just a bowling alley, it made sense. But now he's branching out to all these different venues. So the next event's coming up, and I like to take very particular amount of time and be very, very specific about what Don is doing because I want you to support him. His advertising here on the show is gratis because you remember when the pandemic shut everything down for Don. He had no bowling alley to have open, so he couldn't make money there. He had no stand-up to be done because everything is closed. So I said to Michael, when you open up, I'm going to be your guy to market all of this shit, and you let me know when you don't need it free anymore. And this is the way it's always been for me. Handshake deals. This is how I want it because I know they'll have my back when I need them. I know that they'll have my back when the pissed off person who hears my show and says, yeah, we need to cancel him. My sponsors will say, fuck you, because that's how I operate. So I want you to consider going to see some of Don's shows, and they're everywhere. Look at this. The next set of shows starts Thursday, August 5th with this guy, Gary Owen. I have no idea who the fuck he is, but it doesn't matter. You go see a comedy show. You're going to love it. Back Alley Comedy Club, Muskegon on Thursday the 5th. Friday the 6th, Park Theater in Holland. And on this site, which I'll link up, you can just click on where it says Back Alley Comedy Club in the show notes. You can buy the tickets right there. Owen's going to be Thursday, Friday, and then Saturdays at Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming for 2 shows. And even on Sunday, he goes over to Billy's Lounge in Grand Rapids for 2 shows. Dr. Grins doesn't have anything going on. They're fucking closed. A couple weeks after that, John Heffron and John Reap. Look at this schedule. Howard City Lanes, you can pack that house and eat the shitty fried food. Wednesday, Spectrum Lanes. Thursday, Park Theater. Friday, Rockford Lanes. Saturday, Muskegon. Oh, my God. Legend, John Heffron, along with John Reap as your feature. That will be awesome. Mitch Fatel comes a-calling to start September. For Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Mitch Fatel. And then Eddie Griffin. He's going to be in town September 3rd and 4th. The same time, different locations than Mitch Fatel. So you got plenty of big names coming to town. Ryan O'Flanagan is awesome. He is in mid-September. Billy Wayne Davis, Craig Shoemaker is very, very funny. That takes us into Logan Gunselman, the end of September. Tommy Davidson makes an appearance at Billy's Lounge. Oh, my God. The legendary Michael Winslow. That's the guy who makes the funny fucking noises with his mouth. He's incredible. Friday and Saturday, Back Alley Comedy Club in Muskegon, and then the Park Theater in Holland. Shane Smith is booked. Esther Koo is booked. Steve Hofstetter is booked. Don did all of this on his own. So pick a show, buy a ticket, and engage Big Dick Donnie for his comedy. He is hustling and grinding, and we must make him successful. All right. Stevie says, are we done with the bitching about COVID now? Yeah, it wasn't. You know what? Okay. I let it go. It's okay if people bitch about COVID, Stevie. People can bitch about COVID. They have the right. If someone's going to give me the time to populate the live stream, by all means, let them do their thing. This is what it's here for. The last thing you want to do, Stevie, is be like Kenny and try to be the one to tell people what they need to talk about. Let it go. It's fine. I don't mind. Yeah. Leave him alone. I have a massive headache this morning. You can't deal with it. Well, then don't just ignore it. Just don't pay attention to it. What are you, a fucking simpleton? Let it go. And as for me, when I talk about it, at least it's, awesome. You don't need to announce that you don't like something, is my point. I bitch about this all the time, Stevie. How often have I stopped down and said, you don't need to make this big, hey, I don't like what's happening. I don't need this right now. Boo-hoo. I've got the blues. You got to stop doing stuff that I don't like.
Oh, I see O'Neill all the time. Hi, O'Neill.
Come on, you're tougher than that. You're Stevie. God, you ride around on a broom with no helmet on.
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, Eric.
Don't pick on Stevie. Come on. Kate, I pick on everybody. That's how it goes. If I am, okay, it's me versus all of you. And I always win, okay? You guys all think that you're smarter than me and we can just say whatever the fuck we want with to Eric. Oh, yeah, to let him have it. Beat the shit. He's fat. He's got a big nose, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm supposed to roll with it, which I do because I'm awesome. So when I take your nose and rub it right in the shit, rub the fucking nose of this shit. You got to take that. Mike writes this. Just finished the Tuesday Patreon. Honestly, Eric, once karaoke starts, I skip to the end of you singing. Your singing isn't awful. I would expect him to say your singing is awful. But he says your singing isn't awful. Well, I know that. It's pitch perfect. It's awesome. But your reaction and your excitement over your performance gets me every time. I laugh my ass off with how thrilled you get. Well, yeah, you got to keep that wonderment. Thanks for all that you do, and I love all of your material. That is from Mike Packard. Well, I can't think of a better compliment. Okay? If that isn't an endorsement over the Patreon, I don't know what is. I have figured out that if I do karaoke on the Patreon, that all I get from YouTube is they don't give me a strike. They just say, hey, that's copywritten content, so that means that you can't advertise on it or something like that. It's not a big deal. Now, if you do it on Facebook, on Facebook, you can say whatever the fuck you want and nothing happens to you. But if you play copywritten material, you're done. They'll just shut it down. Like if I started playing a karaoke track right now, it would instantly mute the Facebook Live. And that doesn't help me. So, I would love to be able to bless all of you with the greatest singing voice that has ever existed. I breathed new life yesterday into a song that is very, very tired, Sweet Home Alabama. And it wouldn't surprise me in any way if I heard from the remaining members of the band that are alive. And they said that we want to get back on the road with you singing lead because it was that excellent. Chris says, same. I skip to 30 seconds till it's done. Best part is when he's so excited. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kate says, I don't call you names. I know that. I know that. Just relax, okay? Just know that I'm right and you're wrong all the time. Aram, who's turned into quite a troll about me and my running and my preparing for the race for the ages against Mike Ball, thinks I am not going to finish 13.1. Oh, I absolutely am going to finish 13.1. I'm going to crush 13.1. Yesterday, I did not want to run. And the old Eric Zane Show podcast adage is, you won't always be motivated, Eric Zane. For the days that you aren't, you must be. Can anybody fill in the blank? You won't always be motivated, Eric Zane. For the days that you aren't motivated, you must be what? Thank you, Kenny. Look at that. Disciplined. Kenny crushes it. If only he would do the same. So, okay. Committed. That also works. I'm disciplined. Okay. Yesterday, I did not want to go out. I had a 5-mile recovery run. It was 86 degrees out here. It was humid as hell. My legs were dead. Shut up, Chris. No, not eating ice cream. Jackass. Yeah. The recovery run is supposed to be just that. You take it easy, get the legs moving again after you kicked ass on the mile repeats from the day before. Today, it's half-mile repeats on the hot black track. Yes! And I'm increasing the number of repeats. I'm going from 3 to 4. From here on out, they're constantly going up. So I'll be crushing that shit, man. Don't you worry about it. And I have no idea what Mike Ball is doing. I would like to think, I am hoping that he is getting fat and eating like an asshole and not training. That's what I'm hoping for. All right. So I am disciplined. Don't give me that shit, Aram. I'm hoping to see you. This is who I need to see when I visit Tennessee. So it'll be August 1. Kenny, Melinda, Jessica. I hope Connie shows up. I love Connie. You know, I tell you what, Connie was awesome. Connie is a new listener of the Eric Zane Show podcast. She didn't know anything about me. And she was in the car with Jessica and Melinda when they came up here. And they were listening to the show. All right. And Connie had never heard it before. And she was like, oh my God, I love this. This is great. And she became like a huge fan. And so then she comes up. I have her into the house. We had a great time. We hit it off. I think she wanted to lick my asshole, but I told her, no, you can't. And then we sent her on her way. And now she's like stalking me. So she'll probably be there too. The psycho magician, John Midgley, he needs to be there. Aram needs to be there. Kenny, of course. I think I said Kenny. Now, Melinda, last time I saw her, she had a husband. I think his name was Mario or something like that, or Julio. It's something, Juan? Was it Juan? Jose! It's Jose, right? Mario. Well, anyway, since that time, she's totally denounced Dick. So she is one of the biggest lesbians that has ever lesbian since. And she has a girlfriend now. Her name is Lynn. And Lynn loves me. So the lesbians are going to be there. I love them so much. Who else was there? Okay. Aaron, Thomas, Ethan. You guys, Casey, Christy, Ken. You guys, I don't know why I'm struggling. There was more people there, but I think you guys might have been. Since then, you're probably less active than the rest of the group because I don't remember. That was the place where Kenny gave me the, everybody pitched in and got us the acoustic guitar. Jess found a restaurant. Barbara Salyer was there. I don't remember. And then Sarah from Michigan is going to be there with her husband, Brad, and her son, Avery. Are you guys going? Are we going to caravan to that side, that portion of the state? Okay. We got to get Brad to loosen up. I'm a little concerned with him. All right? Okay. And then we're off to Jersey. I got to plan that. Son of a bitch. What am I doing? Blue State Rob wants to go scuba diving and then laser tag, rock climbing, jump out of airplanes, hire Richard Branson to take us all to space, and a couple other things, and then finish up the day with a meal. Go see all the and then we're going to go see. Before that, we got to go see where John Lennon was shot, and then then we're going to finish with the meal. That's all in 2 hours' time. We're going to announce the asshole of the day in just a second. Send me your nominations. Thank you to Horizon Hydroponics. I mentioned this. I'm promising them I would. I haven't done it once. I think I did do it once. The Grow Throw 2021. If you play disc golf, Grow Throw 2021 is a great event. They want you to join them for the Grow Bash at Growers Outlet. For the Grow Bash, there's 20 plus vendors there. That means you get free shit and 30% off the store. All right. So the Grow Throw is back, and it's been such a gigantic turnout for the hippie disc golf type of players on July 31st that they sold it out. So that's good. Those folks are going to be doing the disc golf tournament, the big fatty lunch. Come hungry or get hungry. Oh, my God. There's going to be so much pot smoked. Holy shit. The bash going on, though, at the Growers Outlet is absolutely awesome. Like I said, 30% off store-wide. They're also filling the place with industry vendors showcasing the latest and greatest grow gear from the top brands in the industry. Samples, swag, and freebies are the name of the game. Plus, the jams will be kicking, and the coolers are going to be packed with refreshing beverages to get down there for sure. So there you go. Growers Outlet, Byron Center, for the annual Grow Throw Grow Bash. All right? There you go. That is happening July 31. Man, sold out. Congrats to John and Bridget from Horizon Hydroponics. If you're not really into doing the in-person shopping, that's cool too. Horizon Hydroponics, you can get everything you want online. There's even a phone number right there on the page. You can just call them. Hey, what do I do with this shit? All right, okay, thanks. They'll give you the expertise. You order it, and then they ship it to you. Orders $250 and over, shipped anywhere in the USA, or you can order it and then pick it up. All right, at one of the 4 brick-and-mortar locations, Alpine and Grand Rapids, Growers Outlet, Byron Center, Lansing, or Kalamazoo. And then there's a coupon code. When you buy it online, you use the coupon code Zane Show and save 10%. Why would you not do that? I mean, that's so much better than going there and paying full price. Buy it online. If you do want to go there, buy it online. Say, hey, I'm picking it up. Use the coupon code Zane Show. Save the 10%. Then just go pick it up. HORIZEN, hydroponics.com. And then last but not least, Senor Martinez. Joe Martinez of A&E Heating and Cooling. As you know, with all of my sponsors, you can keep this podcast going by engaging them when you need them. So when you want to buy something to make your weed grow exponentially, you go to Horizon Hydroponics. When you have an issue with your air conditioner or your furnace, and sometimes water heaters, you call on A&E Heating and Cooling. Call or text 616-516-8579 to speak with or get in the queue with Senor Martinez, the man who spent significant time teaching us forbidden Spanish. So if you ever reached out to him and he picked up the phone and said A&E Heating and Cooling, and you knew how to say this,
Tu madre es una puta.
Tu madre es una puta, yes, you're saying that his mother's a whore, but he's going to know you're a listener of mine. That's code for, hey, I heard you on the Zane show.
Tu madre es una puta.
Tu madre es una puta. You say that, he's going to be like, fuck you. And I know you listen to Eric's show because that's his voice teaching me all this nasty shit. So if you're ever walking around Tijuana and you go into a bar to see 3 chicks screw a donkey, and somebody says, hey, you can't go in there, you just say,
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
With that, you're telling the guy to go fuck himself.
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
Or if you really want to amp it up, and he says, no, you can't go in to see the donkey show, you can just say,
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
Dame mi palo con culo. That means suck my dick with your butt.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
There you go. Thank you to Joe Martinez for teaching us forbidden Spanish. You, too, can learn nasty shit from Senor Martinez. And he's an expert on repairing your AC or your furnace. If you get a new AC or furnace, he's going to install the Comfort Maker brand of air conditioning and furnace. That's the best there is. He's the best. Go ahead and get a couple other estimates from some of these stiffs in town, whatever. Doesn't matter. Make Joe number 3, and then he will beat any of those. All right. That's it. I'm done. Asshole of the day. Everyone who enjoys arguing over politics or COVID-19. That's a little wordy. Asshole of the day, according to this stupid fuck, Joey Williamson, is Puppet Fauci. God, you're so dumb. Jesus. Jonathan says, hell yeah, I'm baked now. Uh-oh. Asshole of the day, me, Adam says. Fiance's cat still missing. Cat's going to come back. Food outside, water outside, cat box outside. Keep an eye out. Terry, who's also stupid, asshole of the day, Fauci. Do you have ears? Do you have a brain? What? Sarah says, don't worry, Eric. You and Avery will have to be designated drivers on the way back. Yes, Sarah, I want to see Brad lose his shit. I want to see him get rip-roaring drunk and be a chatterbox and just be, because how many times have we gotten together and no Brad? Asshole of the day, Rand Paul. Kenny's bringing his significant other, his girlfriend. All right. Patriot Nick says, asshole of the day, Fauci. He also is stupid. And you all think I'm stupid, but that's okay. Fauci's the shit. I don't know what the hell your problem is. Yesterday on the show, it was fat people. And the asshole of the day is brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. Love TC Paintball for obvious reasons. Love JM Synthetics for obvious reasons. I want everybody within the sound of my voice to remember JM Synthetics. Okay? I really need that to pop because, as you know, he spends money on the show on the advertising. So if you don't go to like jmsynthetics.com and buy some oil from the guy, he's not going to give me any more money, which means, if that keeps happening, I'm fucked. So we don't want that. Eric doesn't want a job where he has to go and do shit. So you do it for a friend, a loved one, a friend of yours who does a lot of DIY shit. Give the gift of lubrication at jmsynthetics.com. You go there, you pick what you want, and then you reach out to him at this number, 616-747-0233. All right? And then you tell him, hey, I want this quart of this or this case of this or this bottle of this, whatever. and then it shows up on your door, and then you send him the cash. Terry says, JM Synthetics, my Kia Sorento never ticked quieter. Wait a minute. You drive a Kia Sorento? The fuck? Holy shit, man. So that's the asshole of the day. Today's asshole of the day. Who's it going to be? Dramatic. Yeah! Rand Paul, you asshole. Asshole of the day. Rand Paul. Fuck you, you asshole. Fuck that guy. Fauci rules. I love Fauci. He kicked his ass. Oh, that is awesome. Good choice for today. Almost as good of a choice as yesterday. Okay, there you go. Fuck you, Rand Paul. And I love all of you, even though some of you like Rand Paul. Yeah, you may be stupid, but I love you. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you on the Patreon a little while. It might be a little late. I've been going really long on the free podcast. But, whatever. 6 of one, half dozen the other. Dean says, wrong again, Eric. Well, yeah, I would expect nothing more from a man whose head looks like a fucking Nerf football. Holy shit. Thanks again, folks. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye-bye.